Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we need to deploy at least one more time before this financial report, and I'd like it to be a fairly simple deployment, ideally. Just get in, get out, get paid. That would be ideal. We'll see how that ends up going, of course. But for now, let's tick forward until our mech warriors are back. Perfect. And at this point, we will go ahead and deploy. We're, of course, going to need to do some training first. So let's see what we've got down this list here. Actually, overhead. Yeah, absolutely a point of guts. Anybody else?
Yes, Commander.
Piloting for wildfire? Sure. Okay, all looks good. Let's double check our mech bay, make sure that nothing needs additional work. Well, that's a lot of spins on the Vulcan, to be sure. That's slightly painful to my eyes, so I'm going to stop that. Apparently that was 1,138 spins. Perfect. I have no idea why there's a spin counter, but you know what? Whatever. Let's go ahead and see what is available in the command center.
Make yourself comfortable.
This actually looks pretty decent. I want something like this, relatively simple, that will get us through this financial report. That's the goal here, but this is also reasonable salvage. Like, we could sit here, and this would get us through the financial report while also being good salvage. It's against the local pirate organization, so in theory, we shouldn't run into anything too terrible. We'll bring the fire starter, and we'll have Glaive in the fire starter, I guess. But, it should be pretty much okay, in theory, anyway. Let's see what we're up against. Yeah, we did end up getting rid of the stiletto last episode, and there's good reasons for that. And for similar reasons, I'd like to get rid of the Raven and the Firestarter pretty soon. We're starting to just get to the point where their armor levels are too low. There's just... they can't take the hits that they have to. Even if they have high evasion, if you just roll badly, they're just gone. So, at some point, you gotta upgrade. We'll see what we're up against here. Maybe we'll get some decent upgrade fodder, or maybe we'll just get cash. Either way, that's okay. So we need to destroy enemy units. A lance of pirate battle mechs has been rampaging in Comstar territory on Outreach. They've been razing population centers, burning fields and refineries, looting storage facilities. They're clearly doing everything they can think of to drive our people out. This is terrorism, pure and simple. We need you to find them and destroy them. No escape, and no prisoners. Okay.
Command interface initiated.
Pretty nice texture seam up on the left-hand side over there. Let's see if we can find that again. Aw, yeah. Actually, that's not a texture seam. That's more of a shading seam. That's pretty great. I like it. Okay, I would not necessarily mind deploying... If they're up here, down here would be a potential issue. That said, where else are we going to deploy? Like, up here? I suppose we could deploy up here, but... we'd have good LOS. We'd have a hard time getting down over this way. I'm pretty sure they are on this plateau. So the question is, would we rather go uphill or downhill? And I think the answer is downhill. Except that this is a sheer cliff over here. We can't make it down this. So I think we have to deploy down here. I don't like it. I'm seeing stuff over here.
Time to earn our money.
Watch your heat levels in this climate. Not a happy climate for battle mechs.
Indeed not. Okay, so our allies deployed up on the ridge as expected.
Great.
Okay, they are indeed up over here. We're going to make our way towards this embankment as quick as we can.
Coordinates received.
We are out of combat right now, so we are just going to run on over this way.
On it.
And we didn't see them. That is good at this point. We would prefer to not see them until we, like, crest this hill. That would be the preferred situation. I expect very, very little from those vehicles, by the way. Well, we saw them. We see a Blackjack, we see a Jenner, and we see a Javelin. That's not particularly scary. We're going to stay out of LOS this round mostly, it looks like.
I'm
but we definitely want to make our way as up the embankment as we possibly can. There's a little bit of LOS going on here,
Alright.
but it should be reasonable. Okay, phase 19. This is going to be the Javelin. Completely and utterly irrelevant. That does nothing. Literally nothing.
Commander?
Okay, our Raven is going to sprint up over this way. I would love to narc their Blackjack. And in fact, that is certainly something that we can do. Narc him.
Everything I've got.
Great job. Okay,
Standard
now
by.
our Vulcan can come up over this way.
Acknowledged.
And we should be able to get good hit odds on this Blackjack until he moves in phase 16.
Firing.
I mean, he's going to have cover, sure. But, yeah, we'll take it. Actually, that was a head hit that pushed him back to phase 10.
Right here.
That's kind of a big deal, actually. Do we fire the Rocket 20 here? I feel like we do.
Here we go.
Yeah, that was worth it.
That there was a critical hit, that was. All
Indeed
out
it
of
was.
short-range
So the fire starter then moves up as well. Light him up.
Affirmative.
Solid connection on that one.
This Blackjack is pretty done, actually. This is the ultralight rotary rifle. Okay, we're going to move up to here with this Centurion and light him up. X6 mode, do it.
Here we go.
Fantastic.
Report.
That's a knockdown. And that's a pilot incapacitation.
I'm receiving you.
Okay, so next up, our heavy rifle Centurion is going to look to close in as much as it can.
Yeah?
This Hunchback is pretty far away from where it
Got
needs to
No
be.
shooting, just
We'll
running.
try to close it in.
Orders.
Our Blackjack here, can we get into LOS? No, we cannot.
I copy.
Okay, what are our hit odds like? 19.8 and 22.3? Okay, listen kill it is.
Target confirmed.
That's a Jenner, so that will actually do some damage to it. The Chevalier does not do anything. The Jenner backs off, and we now know that there's only 3 enemy units, so that's a thing.
Ready to get it on.
Okay, the Raven is going to close in over here.
Let's move.
It doesn't have LOS. We'll see what the Javelin decides to do. 12 damage. I can take that.
Ready for orders.
The Firestarter is going to run in over this way. This isn't great for flamers. So we are just going to potshot 2 medium lasers and sink some heat.
Engaging.
Okay, sounds good.
Negative.
This was a very, very low threat mission, it would seem. So we're going to sprint up with this Centurion to this position here. And we will... It's considering whether I want to do that with this Ghost right here. I think the answer is no.
What are your orders, Skipper?
We'll move up with this Centurion, and we will get this guy square in our crosshairs, in theory anyway. We'll run this in X2 mode. And I am going to fire the chaff as well.
Firing.
Okay. Just a little bit
What
of
do you
damage
need?
there. The Hunchback is going to attempt to make its way up the hill. Like I said, this was not a great drop point for it. Maybe I should have swung the Hunchback out over this way, actually, but... hindsight is 20/20, right? That's a lot of misses on the Raven. Sure.
Yeah?
Our Ghost is going to sprint in over here. We'll do what we can to this Jenner, but it's not much. We can't do much. 25 damage, though. We'll take
Waiting
that.
for orders.
The Vulcan is going to position up over here,
Confirmed.
and we will see what the best Ultra AC5 hit odds are. That's on the Jenner.
Solid.
That was actually really solid. That was incredibly solid.
Critical hit. hit, Commander.
That Jenner is now unsteady,
Yes, Commander.
which means it has no evasive pips, which means it's dead. I think we should fire this in RNG mode here. Do it. There's one very dead Jenner.
That is...
There we go. Excellent.
Mess him up. Mess him up good.
What's up, boss?
Okay, the Raven at this point is just going to come in here and I think melee the Javelin in the rear arc. We can't narc it, but I don't think it matters. Of course, we don't really have much for hit odds for that melee. We may be slightly better off just sprinting into the rear arc.
Understood.
Yeah,
Moving
this is
fast.
definitely better. And then narking the Javelin's rear arc.
Firing all levels.
Excellent. So the Javelin is now narked. The fire starter is... that would be a charge. Okay, I think the fire starter is just going to come over here, hit the Jenner on its... I would say that this would be the weak side, but this really isn't the weak side. And we'll do something like this.
Moving to position.
Because it's just front.
Putting my weight
That's
in
okay.
it. Inflicted some heavy damage.
Okay. I was hoping the Jenner would be dead, but it is legged, and so it will be dead very
Copy
shortly.
that, Commander.
What are our hit odds on that Javi? Not great. Let's just finish off the Jenner.
I'm on him.
I thought that would have finished the Jenner, actually.
Critical hit.
Or at least caused him to eject. But nope. Okay.
I'm here.
Well, our heavy rifle Centurion will move up,
Location confirmed.
and I think we'll go ahead and fire on this Jenner.
Engaging
He's very
target.
dead. Excellent. So all that's left now is the Javelin. This is really less threatening than I was hoping,
Heading out.
in all honesty. RNG mode is not exactly the best option here. We'll just not fire the bombast.
Taking the shot.
We do need to rework the Blackjack at some point now that we have better weaponry, but... I mean, it's doing okay for now. An interesting choice. Not what I would have done. Got a fire starter literally right there that you're in rear arc of. And you're not going to break that armor with that armament, I suppose.
Yes, Commander.
So it's okay. We will position the Vulcan up over here.
I'm there.
And we'll just pot shot this guy with the AC.
Roger that. Target
Yeah, I didn't actually expect much for hits there. It's a structure exposure, though.
Yeah.
The Ghost is going to close in over here.
Roger that.
This is going to be better in terms of hits, but not great.
Here you go.
Slightly better.
I'm guessing you didn't like that, did ya?
Okay, our allies not doing much at all. We're not surprised by this. The Hunchback is finally making its way up the hill. This is the problem with this drop point. I really wanted to drop up here, but we couldn't quite do that.
Got something you want done?
The Raven is going to come over here, and we're actually unable to melee the Javelin in its rear arc, but that's okay. We'll just roll this. We're probably going to miss, and that's okay. Yes, indeed, we do miss the melee attack roll, but if we hit a single melee attack roll, the Javelin is just straight up dead. Okay, so
Commander?
the Centurion is now going to close in here. And we're going to continue rolling this, I think. Ooh, that was a heavy rifle hit. Nothing else really hit there, but he lost his... he's now unsteady. He lost his evasive pips. So we're going to close in here. Not going to fire the chaff. I think we'll fire this on X2 mode.
Firing.
Fantastic.
That hit something good.
I'm listening.
Okay, and now our Ghost is just going to walk into this rear arc
Location confirmed.
and finish off the Javelin. Easy peasy.
Outmaneuvered
kind of regretting having the extra salvage, but maybe there'll be something valuable. Maybe.
Mission successful.
Hopefully not. Did I say hopefully not? Oh my. Hopefully there is something valuable, but I doubt there will be. I didn't see anything particularly great there. Well, we made a little bit of cash. And we have ourselves a blackjack, a couple of blackjack parts, actually. I think we'll roulette those. Maybe we'll grab them. Engine core 180, for sure, that's a good sale. Standard fusion engine is a reasonable sale. Otherwise, I think we gotta just go for the blackjack part. Okay, we got an AC2 out of that. We have 5 of them, so I'll just sell that. Medium laser, we've got 13. Medium laser aggro, though, we don't have any of that variant. Generic armor, no thanks. Engine core 180, we've got a couple. FCS multi-track, we'll keep. FCS primitive, no thanks. Standard FCS, standard heat sinks, primitive sensors, standard fusion engine. I'm actually going to keep that. We don't have one in stock. And we will sell that generic structure. So we made a little bit of cash there, and that's enough to roll us through our month tick. Which was what was important. I wanted to roll through the month tick so that we can get that extra hunchback in ASAP. That was, what, 11 days on the repairs, I think? Which should mean that we would be able to deploy it twice next month. In theory. Which would be fantastic. So we will definitely work on that. That was pretty much free money. A little bit of repairs to be done, but that's okay. Yeah, 3K, do it. Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. 11 days on the hunchback. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that. Now, we don't have an upgrade going right now. Is there a super cheap one? Like, 400k is a little more than I want to spend on that right now. Yeah, I'm not going to call any of those sufficiently cheap. We're going to tick forward here. Here's our financial report, as expected. Wonderful. And we're going to continue ticking until our mech warriors and our mechs are back. Not Death Crusade, of course. 210. Okay. All work orders are complete. Death Crusade's affinities have decayed. Okay. And at this point, we are going to train up our mech warriors again. That is fantastic.
Waiting for orders. Standing by. Yes, Commander.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, there's
I'm here.
literally no training to be done. And then we'll hop into the mech bay here, and I want to just double check the loadout on this hunchback. Okay, so this guy's rocking the heavy rifle claws combo with a machine gun. Yeah, I've definitely seen better loadouts, but once he gets in close with that Engine Core 275, that's a pretty good melee, actually, so it's okay. It's okay. I do think, however, that it's a little late in this episode to get started on another mission because I want to start doing a little bit more complicated of missions again, as in taking much, much longer. I don't have the time for a long, like 40-minute long mission right now, unfortunately, so that will have to be delayed to next episode. I was hoping to pad this out for another couple of minutes, but there was no mech warrior training to do. Oh boy. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cut in here. I don't like putting it in quite this early, but unfortunately sometimes it must be done. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.